some energy, not NYSEG,
Direct
energy or whatever.
I think it's direct
And-
energy.
One of those ESCOs.
Yeah, yeah, but if you look at some are with NYSEG, and NYSEG's rates are cheaper than direct energy.
How do we get on those other ones?
Not sure.
Not
'Cause
sure.
it always used to
It's
be
been there.
always been NYSEG Solutions.
But that's not, you gotta be careful, because that's not nice. We got into it
Oh, yeah,
3
yeah.
years ago.
Oh, yeah,
We got a whopper of a bill, and
yeah.
it
I mean,
had
it's
nothing to do,
it's
same
about
day,
a
but it's
penny a
nothing to do
kilowatt.
with NYSEG.
more if, I'm sure there's electric bills in there. But if, it's something that time should be taken, I guess. I should take time to try to tell them to lower their rates, or we'll go back with NYSEG. I've done it at home. I mean, it's, they will lower the rates sometimes. If they don't, then you got 45 days to get out.
Yeah, you usually have to, I know that someone has to make an effort to switch. So
Right.
we must have asked them to do it, or they
Right,
made a
right.
proposal and then,
And, I mean, years ago,
no?
years
So
ago.
they just
it
did it
was-
on their own?
As far as I know, not
They
to
did
my
it on-
knowledge, nobody made it, because the only time we did that, we had Advanced Energy. And that was costing us money, that basically having to write 2 checks,
Oh,
they weren't saving us anything.
Right.
So then we switched back to NYSEG, and that's the last time, to my knowledge, that anybody requested any change. That's when we went back to, got away from Advanced Energy. So
We're NYSEG now though, right?
No.
NYSEG's our
There was one.
carrier,
Yeah.
our supplier apparently is this Direct Energy.
Yeah, we ought to ask them how that happened, because I don't think they can just
Right.
all, wake up one day and say, guess what, you're buying it from, other than who you've been buying it from.
Right. Well, just ask them, I mean, you can see on
Especially if
the
it's
other
more
bills
money.
that there's, I know about a month ago, I was watching the Binghamton News, and they were saying that the electric bills were going up because natural gas prices were going up, and, people were shocked at how much their electric bills had gone up. And I looked at mine at the house, and they haven't moved at all. I'm not sure, what we're lucky or,
Ours at
Yeah.
the farm didn't go up either.
No.
No.
Ours did at our house, but I think it's because the water heaters I turned on, I'm gonna draw more juice because of that, but
Right,
as far as the flat rate, it didn't really
Right.
jump.
no.
Mine went up $900
I'm up 3,100.
in 1 month.
That's 2 months for
Well,
me.
one billing.
2
Yeah.
months, yeah.
That's what you get for expanding.
No, that's just for the old barn.
There's,
There's more for the new barn and the other house and stuff.
Oh. I won't tell you what ours is then.
You probably REA, aren't you?
yeah.
Our bill went from $9,000 in 16 to $6,000 in 17.
Annually?
Yeah.
Or a month?
Annually.
You guys use lanterns or?
Most of the time. No, we got these little LED lights we have on our phones.
Oh,
No, I mean, no, that's,
well. So we need a resolution, or to adopt that, to track the.
Yeah.
But it's nothing but monitoring the electric, right? Because they
Yeah.
talked
Right.
about other stuff that we might have to monitor at that one meeting.
I don't think it was just the electric, it was the electric usage, and that's,
That's what I remember.
Yeah, that's what it
That's what it
says.
says, the
Yeah.
electric usage. Or we can wait, and, we'll have it, for next month's meeting.
As far as tracking, I mean, the extra time for Paul is just gonna be, he's not gonna have to graph and chart.
No,
No.
It's just
no,
gonna
it's
be
just
lay the bills
what
out,
your
lay the bills
cost,
out.
Yeah.
what your electric costs
I
are.
hate to put more burden on
Mhm.
Paul, he's got enough.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, as long as it's just electric. I don't have
That's
a-
basically, that's basically
Yeah.
what the you know,
That is
resolution
what it is.
calls.
Was it a big deal for you to track that?
What I've been tracking it. Been trying to just put the kilowatt hours on the voucher and then I have it. Then I don't have to go through the bills, I can do it right on the computer and
Oh,
then
okay.
I'll have it for,
So every month you just enter.
yeah, I think I forgot to do it this month, come to think of it, but before I print the checks, I'll put that on the voucher and save it to the voucher and then it'll be in the system, so at year end, I can just add it all up.
Yeah.
Or how, I don't know how often they want it,
How many?
quarterly, monthly, I
I
don't
think it's
know.
yearly.
It's your,
I think it's
Yeah.
yearly.
It is yearly,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yep, yep, okay,
So no, it's not a big deal.
right.
Dan made the motion, I'll second it.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, now I think we'll open it up to the floor for any concerns or, yes, Mike?
I was in that last month's meeting in this abandonment of the roads.
Yep.
Is there a list of abandoned roads already in town? I know I have one behind me. And from my experience in Jersey, if a road's abandoned, is there still public accessibility by the public?
Yes,
allowed?
it is, yes.
And do they eventually walk it to the homeowners? You know, was,
That's actually who it goes to, is the homeowners, but, like,
It depends on the terms of the abandonment.
Right.
There's different.
I know the one they did at Stanley Road, that we did that 2 years ago, something like that.
At least-
And they've got it, they can put gates on each end of it, but they can't lock them.
That's for a qualified abandonment.
Qualified abandonment, which is what this is, what they're
Right.
talking about this. You know, it's still got access for the public, but if there is gates put up, and if people don't close them, open them and go through and don't, don't close them, they can be arrested for it.
yeah, well, if you have activities back there that you're not particularly fond of,
No,
what's your alternative?
what do you mean?
You know, you got people back there that shooting off guns that are neither landowners next to the abandoned roads. When the road is abandoned,
Right,
if it's abandoned,
yep.
is it put on my tax road, half of it, and on the other? Or?
It's already on it, if you're the landowner, you pay,
But I don't
you
know
pay
both
tax
sides,
to the
but-
center of the road,
Right.
so it's not gonna change that at all.
Like, I mean, they're running a snowmobile trail through there, and I'm not happy with it.
There's an abandoned road by you?
Palmer Road, that's where you're talking, right?
What
Palmer
road?
or-
That's
Goes
not
up over-
abandoned.
No,
Seasonal.
I
Seasonal.
looked up a map from 1915, and that road was in process. This is the road that goes down to Artie's owning, and that's all grown up.
Oh,
And then there's
okay.
a roadway back there by Homer and me.
Yeah. I don't know if
But I
that's a
for
qualified
fact-
abandonment or a full abandonment, that makes a difference too. The rules are different.
I know for a fact that there is no permission on one of the properties for the snowmobile trail to be there. They've just taken it upon themselves.
now is that the Otego Club? Who,
Bridge runners.
Bridge Runners?
You own some of the half of the road that's on, you should take it to them.
Yeah, the Hamden.
I don't want to talk to them. I don't think I have to talk to them. They never come to me. Why should I talk?
Well, what I'm saying is you should go to them because there's state things that in order for them to get their club money,
Yes.
they have to appease the landowners that they are going across.
And have
So
agreements
if you
with
have a
them.
complaint and you go to them about it and they ignore it, you can go to the state recreation and they could garnish their reimbursement.
I don't know, the county.
Is it signed? I mean, do they put snowmobile signs up?
Is it
I
marked?
just
Marked?
do what they want. I mean, I'm in the process of buying the land that they're going through. So, I will have.
It's just
we'll
something to
confront
let
them
you
at that
know
point.
that that's,
Right.
that's,
And that'll pretty
that
much
gives
shut
you
it
some
off, but-
authority on them.
But there is other issues that I don't wanna go into.
Right,
I know from Jersey, we used to hunt property between two farms, and it was a railroad easement open to the public, and we had to stay on that 20 or 30-foot easement. I mean, is that the way it works with abandoned roads up here too?
I think it depends on what terms the road are abandoned under, if it's a qualified or it's a full
But if
abandonment.
it's,
If it's full abandonment, which would be,
Then it-
what did you just do with this?
This one's a
Qualified.
qualified.
And then it goes to, it can go to full?
No, this will stay right at qualified, if that's the way it's gone through the
I'm
town.
not sure what the different
Yeah, I don't know the,
regulations are between the two. But I know this one here, well, it's the same one that they did on Stanley Road anyway. What I understand on that, you cannot block the road off, it's gotta have public access through. But,
the town no
I mean,
longer maintains
technically,
it.
on that road, one end that ends up on Case Hill Road, you can't go through there, it's all trees.
right, right,
On the other end, on Case Hill Road, there's all trees.
right.
So unless you go through
If it's
one
been,
of our
on-
easements,
some are abandoned, and I mean, I know, well, they got the Drayton Road. That was back in the 50s that the town abandoned it, I guess, they just.
Olin Evans was abandoned from, the Evans farm at the end of the road down to Dan Zern's.
Yeah.
That just reverted back, we plowed through it, did anything we wanted to.
Right, right,
But it was full abandoned.
right.
Cobweb Road's the same way. From Wayne Jordan's up through to where Deckers were, that was a full abandonment.
There's Cripple Creek and back as
Yeah,
well.
I think then it goes back to the landowners.
Right,
Right.
exactly.
They
And
take
they
over
have
all rights to
control-
it, so.
full control over
Yep.
what happens.
so if that particular road we use for an easement now, if it's fully abandoned, then we can block it off.
Yeah, because you.
Yeah, well, I think the way Wayne was talking last month was if you own both sides, you can block it off, but if there's somebody else who owns property, I think they still have a right of way.
I understand.
So
that.
you could lock that gate, but you'd have to give that other landowner a key. That would, I think that's how that would work.
You're talking Wayne Hood.
Wayne
Reynolds.
Yeah, because we had some incidents over the hunting season, somebody's up there shooting a semi-automatic and they come haywire. I wasn't too thrilled with that,
Right.
so. All right, so if I want to pursue this, where do I go? Obviously, this is just you're
Pursue,
advising
I
me.
mean, the parcel that you're buying or in the process of buying, that.
Yeah.
county would know
The
what.
county might know, I'm not sure where the records would be, or Mike.
From what you're saying about the road, I would, if it's grown up, I would say it's a full abandonment,
Oh,
to be
sure.
honest with you.
Yeah.
Would it be like, should I talk to the other owners, it's our road anyway.
Right,
Half he owns, half I own half.
Right.
right.
And,
But, it wouldn't be a bad thing, and as Donnie said, to talk to the ridge runners or
I
whatever.
don't
Just, I mean, there's,
I'm not too thrilled with snowmobiles, so.
well, I mean, they've gotta respond to you, because it is your property. If you have never given them permission to use it, it's tough to
Well, you gotta
accept the
live with
fact
your
I'm paying
reputation.
taxes and I'm not,
Once you
don't
buy the
wanna- You
property.
don't wanna, be courteous to the landlord and just go on your property, so I don't want to,
so,
I'm done with it.
so you haven't bought this other parcel, or you are in the
So
process
this
of
is
it?
one that will block it off, but I've had them on my property before. and they're
Right,
very
but I was just wondering if
obnoxious.
they had an agreement with a previous owner, that's all I'm at.
No, they didn't.
They didn't, okay. And there's,
No, if that would be, because it will,
No, I know, I'll shut
it'll
it down,
definitely
but
get their
I just-
attention, because that funding is very important to that club,
big money,
any club.
big money.
The other question
Yes.
is, I know on the news they've been talking about cellular service again. Have they ever, will they come to you and talk to you about, because the area has not improved at all.
No, I haven't, no, I
At
haven't.
all. The way you put the towers are obviously.
I can call Crown, rattle their chain again, see if there's any interest in
Well,
putting a
it's-
tower out. I mean, I don't know,
I don't even know if I want it on my particular property anymore.
right,
I mean, it is there, I would entertain it.
right.
I have two sites, I have two different sites, both would accommodate Treadwell.
Right,
But I noticed even down in your neck of the woods with that other tower,
right,
cell service is lousy down there. And all they have to do is put something up on that one tower and
Well-
like, they'll definitely solve your neighborhood.
right. Well, they're gonna, I did mention that to the emergency services. Once they get these, 12 towers they're putting up, would there be able to be cell service put down away from their equipment? And they said they would consider it, but they want to get their equipment up first before they, entertain any cell service thing.
I might even solve this one, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how far, I don't know what the range is, Mike. But I know I did mention that to Steve Hood. And he sounded interested. I mean, anybody who, they've got the towers. It's income off those towers that it's foolish not to do it. It's only the smart thing to do, get some return. And I think they would do it, especially like the tower up on Ed Klug Road. That's higher than most.
On the piece I'm buying, I go up on top, for about 60 miles around, you can see everybody's tower.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Well, the foolish part is, Donnie knows it too. Up on Haney Farm, they had a tower put up there, one of the first ones in the area. I don't know how many years ago it was. They never put a service on it.
Why?
People
Because
raised a really big stink about it.
Otsego people really raised a stink about it, and the company
People
said,
that want a cell tower.
we're not gonna deal with the public, and that's why the
Tower's still
town
there.
And
Yeah.
has a tower.
then they would start negotiating with Amy's about what the rent cost would be,
For that.
Really?
as far as putting an antenna up. The tower went up and that company, and then the people that were gonna buy, will rent space off the tower to put the antenna up. I think mainly because of all the commotion from down in Otsego, they decided they'd just stop negotiating, and that run into it right then and there. Which is interesting, I'll bet you 90% of those
still there.
citizens
Are
have
kicking
cell
themselves
phones.
now.
And now they've got a tower right by the town office building, right across is a cell tower now.
Yep.
But nobody
And
wants
there's
cell
another one on
towers.
Wells
They're
Bridge.
ugly.
Just up above the school a little bit.
Well, that's why the town got the cell tower. S&J, whatever the company was then, they said they didn't want to deal with the public, they wanted to deal with municipalities.
I wasn't, they came to me, and I would think I was burying my brother, I wasn't involved, wasn't available.
Right.
I would have probably went ahead with it.
Right. I mean, it's,
And it would have took it would have done most of the area.
Are they looking for sites in this area?
No, I'm just,
Not the-
I,
Anybody with a cell phone is.
yeah, anybody,
Otherwise,
you would think so, but, there's so many dead spaces that, you don't hear of them putting up. Like, we finally got the Verizon on our tower at the town sheds, which is great for the town, but it doesn't really improve a lot of service. I mean, on Scasendi's, that's a good spot, but why don't they do one, as you said, up on Case Hill? It's a high spot, it would cover a big area. I mean, it's stupid.
well, I have two.
Yes.
I have on Case Hill, if they want to have one across the street from my house. And I'm the one that's gonna be affected most.
Right,
And that, I think they're still at that spot on 357,
Oh,
I think, I'm not sure, but
Okay.
that goes right up the valley. It would cover Treadwell and everything. And that's gonna be like in my backyard, and I'd probably be open to having it.
Right. Well, it's
You
the
know, and that
point,
would be a better
you know,
spacing.
15 years ago, they didn't want them.
Nope.
You know, and now, why not, why not, you know,
Well, Frontier wants you to have your landline phone too, because that's what Treadwell's like. When the last, here in Sydney Center, probably Gilbertsville, there's not much service. That's the
Right.
last of their landline locked in, and
Right.
people will get rid of them.
yep.
Because I have property right up here, and it's one of the higher spots. My mother's is a little higher than mine, but she's not interested in
Right.
doing any of the footwork. I mean, I have no service at the farm other than my landline, and
Yeah.
if I want
That cord
cell service,
doesn't come very far out in the field, does it?
One thing you could consider, Joe, was, I know Chris Cole bought, it was like $100 and he put it in the shop. And it was like a, I don't know, like an antenna service, or, doesn't matter what cell phone you have, if you're like 100 yards around his shop, it's like having full bars.
well, I did some work for the guy who did the floor work here, and he had an antenna mounted outside. I think it was on the gymnasium somewhere, and he could send text messages and stuff from there. But I think he was sketchy on actual phone calls as to who he was calling and where he was calling.
Oh,
Back when they did the floors in the,
Was
for
that,
American ginseng.
that was through Spectrum though, right?
I'm not certain who it was through, Dwight. He had just gotten an antenna that he bought somewhere, and he mounted it right up
Yeah.
on top of the gym there somewhere.
yeah, Chris has
Heard
got
of
it in his shop, and it's, I mean, that's a dead zone over there, nobody, anything, and now anybody, as long as you're like 100 yards around that shop, you can use your cell phone and,
Yeah, I think you can run it off
that's
Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it goes.
oh,
off
you
phone.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it.
Like a couple $100, I think.
I would prefer cell rather than Wi-Fi or something.
Right.
Yeah.
But this, I think, was just running off of the cell tower, I don't think they have any Wi-Fi connection up there. But I could be
We
wrong,
have
all I know is it's right in the
Spectrum
shop, sits right there on the bench.
You know, if it asks you to log into the Wi-Fi, that'll tell you, but if they're just, anybody is on it, then
Right,
it's cell.
right.
Yeah.
So that's
I mean,
not
I
gonna
go
be
up
cell,
and I
that's
use my cell
basically gonna
phone
be
and it works fine, so.
Wi-Fi type
I know
connection, it's
this-
gonna be voice over internet.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah,
Right.
and that's what this is.
Right,
It's not cell service.
right.
I know the state
That's what I was
supposedly,
talking about.
Yeah, it's not
state
cell.
has this, you know, program there, you know, for more cell service and stuff, people need it. I haven't, you know, looked into it or anything, but I mean, has anybody, you know, got any information on it, you know, does with the help of the municipality, you know, saying, yes, we need it, you know, a letter saying, we need more cell service, you know, to get maybe a service,
Just as an emergency thing, last week when we had that storm, Treadwell's phones went, Frontier went out, everything went out for about 3 or 4 hours.
oh, okay. I mean, if you can find out anything, if it does need a municipality to support it, you know, we'd be more than willing to, you know, do what we can. I mean, we're not gonna spend town's money for it, but, you know, if
That's
we
what we
can
were-
give a letter of, you know, support or whatever for anything like that, you know, that would benefit the community, that's all there is
Just as
to
a
it.
safety thing.
Right,
Probably your best chance would be getting this, whoever owns this building to complain.
Business.
The business there, the plants in Fraser's, all the traffic going from Fraser's,
right.
Roaring Brook over Case Hill.
That's a good
There's
idea.
no cell service. That's probably, if you could get them to rattle some chains, that's probably your best chance of getting a tower.
That's a good idea.
Probably a local petition. We might just have to go door to door and get people to
Yeah.
say, you know, we have nothing.
Yeah, well, where I'm in the hole, you know where the barn is up here on the hill, I'm down in the hole there, and the only way I get service is to go up over by Dorrington. I don't even have a cell phone yet because I can't get it on my mother's hill. I spend the majority of my time there, and it's useless. I mean, I don't want 2 phones,
Right.
2 bills.
Yep.
Do you have,
We have it on.
internet service there?
I think they're putting DSL up through there. I believe that there was a white box that they put up on Bruce Walker's property there, right there at the corner of Lynch Road and Case Hill. So I believe they have internet. They're putting that through, but they want another $35 or $40, $45 a month for that besides my already $60 phone bill. You know.
For what? They want 35 for,
I think they want 35 for you to hook into their internet service. on the DSL line that they put in. So I'm looking at $100 a month for that kind of money. I'd just as soon have a cell phone, you know, something that I can actually do something with, you know, apps and stuff like
Because you
that.
can, like, we have internet service at our house and the cell phone works fine. So I've got, you know, probably 150, 200 feet around the house.
Yeah, but we see, I live in Franklin and we have internet and everything there, but here at the farm, I've got nothing. I've got the basic landline and I would like to have a cell phone that I could travel just about anywhere.
Isn't Delhi Telephone Company running fiber optic up
Yes.
there? Yeah, you should be able to get it
It
done,
might
but
be
that's
that's
a year or
what it
two
is,
off.
Tony. I know I got a letter from Frontier about hooking into their DSL. It was
It's
another, I
not
think,
worth it,
$40 or
DSL.
$45 a month or something.
Right.
It's
On
more than
top of
that,
this.
actually.
So that's not Delhi.
I think
They don't
Frontier
do it
ran that up there.
because we have no population.
Is there anything else? I mean, you know, if you can look into it, Joe, and find.
Do you have any idea who best people to be? Would be AT&T, Verizon, people like that, or?
Well, the ones that are, they're not putting the towers up. The Crown Communication, which is what we're through, the town's tower is through, used to be S&J or something,
JNS, but they sold the
They sold out to Crown. I can see what I can find, phone number to see if we can, you know, get something, you know, because it is a terrible dead zone, you're right. And they have got the, you know, company in here now, manufacturing firm, that, you know, they're looking for numbers, that's what they're looking for. I mean, you know, we talked at one time, you know, right out here on the bank. You know, it's not, it would service the community, the hamlet of Treadwell well, but to service somebody else, it wouldn't have the benefit of being up on, like on Mike's Hill or your hill. So, you know.
Yeah, if there'd been a fire last week during that storm, you wouldn't have been able to report it.
Right.
Forget it, you'd be out on your own
Yep.
buckets of water.
That was the topic at the fire meeting last night.
Oh.
We put together a committee to come up with a community emergency plan.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That's gonna happen this year.
Oh, good. You do good work.
There was some state politician who was trying to rattle, it wasn't Schumer that was trying to rattle
and
chains.
Gillibrand, I think, are the two that are saying, you know, I mean, it was on the TV station news, bring up the news, you know, how the old couple didn't have service, cell service. Well, geez, you know, it is, I mean, an older couple, shit, I'm there, what the hell am I talking about? But, you know, I mean, you know, but, you know, it's cell service for everybody. It's a way of life today. Not my life, but it is a way of life. People are lost without their cell phone. And, you know, it should be, you would think there'd be enough funds out there, need for it, that, you know, Delaware County, there's so many dead zones in Delaware County. You know, 21.
It's
County Route 21's, you know, junk. You know,
That's why they're changing this emergency towers though.
Right.
The old ones didn't, there was dead
Different.
zones.
Right.
That's why the new ones are going
We
up.
may get some improvement with the new emergency service tower, but, you know, they're not in every town and not on every hill either, so.
And when I worked for the watershed, we covered 5 counties, and it was a joke. You had the company phone, you could use it 10% of the time when you're in your villages.
Right, right. Yeah, I mean, the tower down at the town shed should have been 50, 100 feet taller. I mean, you know, I think it's 130, 140 feet.
Freeze her up.
Yeah,